Welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 13, season number 1 of our career mode with West Ham United. If my voice does sound slightly funny, I do apologise. I was at the game between Colchester United and MK Dons last night, which Colu won 3-1, and I'm hoarse from singing from around about the 20th minute to the end of the game, which is taking a bit of a toll on my voice. Hence I'm doing the commentary this morning. I was going to do it last night after the game, but my voice was pretty much dead. Also, my ears, my God, man, it was so loud last night. Anyway, moving on swiftly. As you can see, I spent a lot of time looking over the team. I've sped this section up just because with new managers comes in new technology. We have to submit our team formation and actual selection of 11 and substitutes automatically by computer, which you can see we're doing in the background. So I have sped that up so you can see what us managers actually have to do. You can see a lot of players are currently tired, which means we're having to change up the squad yet again, which is a little bit frustrating because we're not getting a consistent run of players playing in their positions. And as you can see, we've decided to adopt a 4-1-4-1 formation to give it a run out, see how it goes. Marky Noble, who's been solid all season, is going to be playing in that CDM role. Just in front of him in right centre midfield, left centre midfield, we're going to have Collison and we're going to have Diarmi. Collison's come back from loan. As you know, he was away at Bournemouth, and I think he's done pretty well in training. Well enough to earn another appearance for me. He's really a dogged player, and he's got a little bit of ability on the ball. So I'm hoping he's going to take this opportunity, grasp it, and excel. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll just have to wait and see. And it'll be a chance for some revenge because we are playing Chelsea. And as you know, we did lose to Chelsea in a Capital One Cup. And we look at the league table. It doesn't make pretty reading. We're 10th in the division. 4 wins, 2 losses. 2 draws, 5 losses. And we're exactly the same goals scored as we have conceded, which is really, really frustrating. A lack of goals being scored. A lack of opportunities being taken. A lack of just ability in front of the goal is just frustrating. But we have been creating the chances, which is the most important factor. As Samras picks the ball up, has a nice little shot there, but Swartz, who seems to be getting an extended run in the Chelsea goal, pulls off quite an easy save at the end of the day. But one matter, down the left hand side, trickery inside the Hazard, the ball over the top to Ramirez with a nice cross for Torres, but what a save from Adrian. That is a save of world-class proportion. Great cross from Ramirez into Torres, but that point-blank save is just unbelievably world-class. Downing cutting inside, knocking the ball into Samras. Samras trying to find that through ball into Diarmi. He just couldn't, but the player off the ball floors Samras and the referee allows play to go on, which is frustrating in itself, which is really annoying. But, excuse me, one matter with an opportunity. Fantastic shot with his left foot. He caused us problems all day long. He was on the left, he was on the right, he was in the middle. He was just absolutely everywhere. But fantastic defending there from Roland Rat to get in front of Oscar and cut out the opportunity. Once again created by one Matter, who was literally just tearing us apart at times. Absolutely sublime play. So we went in at half time. West Ham United 0, Chelsea 0, and I've got to say, a fair reflection of the game. A 0-0 at half time was a fair reflection. Chelsea did make a lot of the running, but we matched them and equalled them on the park, energy for energy, which was fantastic. Midway through the second half, I decided to make a substitution, try and invert some energy into the team by bringing on Hughesy and Morrison for Collison and Diarmi, who had absolutely run themselves ragged, covered a lot of ground in the new formation we're playing, the 4-1-4-1. It's not what I think I'm going to continue with, but the boys played well. It gave us a little bit more defensive stability, and as I say, Diarmi and Collison were just sensational, covering a lot of ground. But Hughes picks up the ball, centre of the park, knocking it into Roland Rat. He tries to play the nice through ball, and it was just the whole second half. We dominated possession, we kept the ball well, but when it came to that crunch through ball, we just could not pull off a decent through ball, which was even more frustrating. Lampard with a speculative cross there, or it could have been a speculative cross shot, came to nothing, got the corner. Willing to swing it in for Chelsea. Swings it in, going for the back post. A great header there by Etu and a save by Adrian. Byron with the clearance, knocking it out to Downing. And Downing for once stretching his legs on that right hand side. But unfortunately the referee decided to blow the full-time whistle. And the score was West Ham 0, Chelsea 0. And a point I think was fair over the entire 90 minutes of the game. Both teams played well, but we were just defensively a little bit more sound. Man of match has to go to Adrian. Pulled off so many saves, it was ridiculous. Byram done a solid job at right back, and surprisingly Samras sneaked in third place. He was just a handful up front, holding the ball up. He didn't have the greatest amount of support playing in the new formation, even though it was a lone striker role. Didn't have the great support, and he actually done really, really well for me. Excuse me, I do apologise. As you can see, Dylan's still having issues at this moment in time, but it's back. Oh yes, the Daily Jaffa. So, Hammers fans not impressed. West Ham fans are not happy with the club's form. West Ham United fans have made it clear that they are not happy with the current form the club is in right now. Certain sections of the home fans were heard chanting in the home game against Chelsea, which ended 0-0, and appeared to lack a real passion by the home players. Locke has stated in an interview for West Ham TV, "We're going through a real rough patch, right now, but the lads are quite close to clicking, and when they do, watch out, as someone will be getting a hammered big time," and I mean it big time. Once the boys click, they're going to be absolutely sensational. Moving on, West Ham manager John Locke is happy to introduce West Ham training sessions to fans for West Ham TV to show that the players and himself are working hard to turn the club's form. Over the last few weeks, Locke has been trying to keep the West Ham board at bay as he fears they could act in a swift manner to move him on. Even though the fans are still happy with the manager, they are aiming the anger towards the board for the lack of funds. So if you have a story, you know the drill by now. If you have a story for the Daily Jaffa, just have a look at the link in the description below for the West Ham forum, or if you feel like it, post in the comment section below. Give us a story. You've seen the previous episodes. Watch the rest of this episode and perhaps come up with a bit of a storyline for episode number 14, which of course will be out on the Friday. And hopefully my voice by then will be absolutely fantastic. But I was a little bit over exuberant with the old chanting towards the MK Don fans last night. And as I say, just, yeah, a little bit annoying to be honest. But anyway, moving swiftly on, we have a very tough home game against Fulham. A nice little London derby, and Fulham are in quite good form at this moment in time compared to our good selves, who are really quite struggling to make things work, make things happen, to score goals, to take the opportunities. You know, we get in those positions, but our finishing is just not what it needs to be. So hopefully the Hammers fans will get behind us and we will come up with a big result. But again, the table is horrible. Fulham just above us. I think they've won the last few games to actually put themselves above us, but we are still struggling. 4 wins, 3 draws and 5 losses is just not acceptable in this division. And we're going back to something that was tried and tested, was the 4-3-3, in the hope that we can break this formation hoodoo that we seem to have at this current point, where we can't actually find a formation that really suits us down to the ground, that really makes us play well, that really suits all the players. The only standout player this season has to have been Mark Noble. He's been solid in any position and role he's been given. But enough of that. Fulham on the attack straight away. Sorensen going across, not committing himself, leaving it for O'Brien. The ball comes in and Parker with a simple header in. And as a manager, you have to be frustrated at this goal. There's 3 players attacking the ball, and yet Parker is still allowed to net the ball. He's only, what, 5'11". And how does he do it? It's unbelievable. 3 players attacking the ball. The cross is fantastic. Great header, great save. 3 players around the ball going for it, and somehow Parker manages to find himself a little bit of space and heads the ball home, which is just unbelievably frustrating and pretty much sums up our luck at this moment in time in all the games that we seem to play. We don't seem to get the rub of the green. We don't seem to have any luck in any way, shape or form, and it is really frustrating. But the boys are working hard. O'Brien on that right hand side, you know, he's being very strong. The referee was going to indicate a free kick, but he doesn't. Berbatov with a shot, great save, and it comes out to, is that Klasnic? Back to Berbatov, and we defend it stoutly for once, which is the pressure that Fulham were putting on us was ridiculous. We couldn't seem to break out. They were just a lot stronger than us. Another great shot, and what a fantastic save by Adrian, playing absolutely sublimely in the sticks for us. A poor ball forward by Jarvis into Carroll. Carroll plays the ball too early. Downing wasn't even even looking for the pass, which again is just frustration. You can see the morale is low, the confidence is not there within the players. They don't have the belief that they can get into the spaces to create the opportunities, and once again we're punished by some good play by Fulham. I can't take it away from them in that goal. It was a very good goal, well crafted and a simplistic finish, but it's just frustrating to watch your players go out there and just underperform. You know how good they are, you know how positive they are, and how fantastic they are, yet they're just failing to deliver. So I instantly made a substitution at half-time. I took off Diami and O'Brien, brought on Roland Rat and Ravel Morrison, who is starting to find some form, but I don't want his confidence to be dented because he's a fantastic young player. And I wanted to go out and win the second half, be it 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I wanted us to win the second half and show that we still had some fight, still had some passion, still had some dedication to finish in the top 8 of the Barclays Premier League, because that's the most important factor. To finish in that top 8 is our goal for this season. Finishing that top 8, and I'll take it. I won't be happy with it because I want top 6, but top 8 I'll be happy. I want top 3 at the end of the day, but I'll take the top 8. But Ravel Morrison picking up the ball, centering apart, knocking it into Nolan, playing a great second half, into Carroll. Carroll feeds the ball back into Kevin Nolan, and Kevy does what he does best. Slots the ball home in the 56th minute, and a big shush to the media, and he can't hear you singing. Fantastic play there by not only just Morrison, but Andy Carroll, who's not playing that well himself at this moment in time. Spots the run, plays a delightful ball round the corner, and Kevin Nolan storms in like a stormtrooper to slot the ball home and smash Fulham's hopes. Or does he? Nolan again playing like an absolute beast, creating space for himself, pulls the trigger, deflection, and it's a simplistic save for Sketlenberg there. If that didn't take deflection, I think that could have gone in or caused Sketlenberg some problems. Carroll spreading the play to Jarvis. Jarvis with a beautiful ball over the top into Downing. Downing trying to force the ball back onto his left foot. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the strength to hold off to the Fulham defender and concedes possession. But look at Winston Reid getting across like an absolute boss on that right-hand side. Plays the ball back into Sorensen, who's playing really quite well. One of the highlights of the bad form that we currently have at this moment in time. The referee blows the whistle in a disappointing fashion. The game finishes. West Ham United 1. Fulham 2. Very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But once again, Adrian, head and shoulders man of the match. Made some big saves. Kerry Nolan played a fantastic second half, and Mark Noble, as normal, is just an absolute boss.
So it's more like a night.